Start this. Let me pull this into a second window just to make sure that it's working, which it looks like it is. Cool. Okay, so I got all that straightened out, and yeah. Alrighty, so the first thing I gotta do here is I have to tweak these guys, and actually let me go ahead and for now, no, that's okay there. Let's see if no, I think it is in here. I don't know, I'll try to be talkative and attentive as much as possible. I don't think I have. Unfortunately, our good friend Abomination, who helped out a little bit last week, isn't feeling too well, so he's not as here to help usher along some of my commentary. I'm just trying to remember. Nope. Oh, here we go. Should still go through and make these guys drop something, but at least clear out these power cells I had set. I think combat-wise, this level is pretty solid. I don't know that we'll really probably, end up adding much to it as far as that goes, but I suppose if I open up some of these rooms, then I might, but I also don't want to make this too much of a slog, but I do want to again give the player a little more of something to look around at here, or to get at here. Let me make sure I do this.
Oh, like a little more of a challenge?
I mean, maybe a little more of a challenge. More so, just kind of more to do. This level is a straight shot, and that's not a bad thing. But giving the player a little more to explore without making that feel tedious, right? Because part of the problem with this level in general before these tweaks were that it was just too dark and it wasn't fun to fight in, and it was just kind of a hassle. Where now we've done some lighting changes to make it a little more bearable, but yeah, so it's got to be some kind of like balance between still making it fun to explore while not just annoying because of the lack of light.
Yeah, or a straight up pain in the ass.
Yeah, right. Well, I think with the change we made here, with the major changes we've made here already on this map, it's not as bad as it used to be.
Oh yeah, this is a question I think I'd like to ask. This is Dark Hotel. What's going on with the flashlight guy?
Harold, Harold will still be a part of the the level. He was always supposed to be like he's already set up to be the way you get night vision, and so we're gonna keep that. But yeah, I think in general, let me see if this will work. It should. Yeah, it kind of worked. Let me actually. This should go over, and there we go. Okay, you guys can see, right?
Stream's a bit delayed on my end, so I'm waiting. Yeah, I can see the level. Something's happening.
Perfect. Hang on, let me close this. There we go. It's already a little more bearable just to kind of go through with the changes we've made, so it's not as bad having him follow you around with the flashlight. So we do
Yeah,
still
I would.
plan on incorporating him into the
Still at
Yeah, I
least
was wondering if his
asshole.
AI had improved since I heard it was pretty bad in the original league.
Yeah, it's pretty rough. Honestly, borderline unplayable in the original. I mean, if you crank up your brightness and cheat, you know what I mean. I don't say cheat, but you crank up your brightness, it's doable, but it's still a really rough time. But the one thing though is that this guy still seemed to, what was that under? Oh, maybe I just had to rebuild them. So what I think I'm going to do is there's a bunch of random EDF, like dead EDF, laying about, and I think I'm going to give them the battery packs. Because if they were going through here when it was super dark, they would have some kind of night vision, right? So, let's see here. Go into my 2D view instead. Hmm. Oh, I cannot find myself. No, this isn't the one I want. I just want to see if I can. Yeah, I can. Cool. Inventory items, power cell. How does a power cell just look like on the ground? Pretty small and probably not very noticeable. So they are probably better as pickups off the bodies. Let's see if I can't try to find where this guy is here. I don't know why I'm having a hard time finding myself on the map. Okay. So I need to be all the way down here. That's why I couldn't find myself. Got it. The map in 2D view is flipped from this view. So I was trying to look for myself and couldn't find myself because it was on the other side of the map. Can't. I think you can see the 2D view now. Yeah. Howdy,
What?
certified.
Hey, sorry, I didn't realize there was a chat open for it. Sorry for asking. What are those icons? They kind of look like the alien pigs.
Those are spawners.
Ah, okay,
So
that's what it.
basically, you can have just your opponents either already pre-placed, or you can have them triggered by a spawner.
Ah, okay, yeah, okay.
And
I
so,
figured it was something like that.
yep, all these ones are
Uh,
set as that way. Are set that way because they spawn in and out as you come to and from the hallway. On your way back,
mm,
more spawn in.
yeah, I figured, yeah, that's how it works. I've got to be right back. I need to make myself some dinner, but well,
Yeah, no worries.
anyway, I did play the recent commits on the Las Vegas Boulevard. I noticed what they did with the uh,
Up,
is
up,
it Caesar's?
up. Be careful. If it, I don't be careful about. I don't know if it's been like. Has it been stuff that we've revealed?
Oh, okay. I won't say a word then.
Yep, no worries.
Okay. Well, hey, at least you stopped me. Yeah, so
Okay.
I'll make sure I don't do that again. All right, I'm gonna be
No,
right back.
you're fine. You're fine. Let's get rid of some of these groups so it's not as crazy. That's fine. No, that's not the way I want it to rotate. And then, just really quick, we need to make sure that it doesn't collide with actors. Yes, to answer your question, Rainbow, it is you can do that. You can do that. I think in a couple of the test maps they actually have it set that way. Do two things really quick. Test to make sure that it got rid of those power packs. Test to make sure that worked really quick the way I want it to. There's spawners right here.
Ooh,
Oh,
excuse
nice.
me, will I push? Excuse me.
Going to.
Now we're cooking with gas.
Oh, and the game crashed. It's really unhappy with me.
Hasta la vista, asshole.
Close this window so it doesn't lag. Oh, he still has a power cell for some reason. Double check.
Looks like Lady Luck just gave you the finger.
Okay, so the shotgun still needs to come down, but cool.
Ruby.
I swear this entire build reminds me of Half-Life 1.
Yeah, sometimes I definitely get that feeling too. There we go. Now it's not sticking out of anything. Let's maybe move it over just a little bit. Hey, that incidentally actually kind of makes it look like he was holding the foregrip. Let's actually do that. That's fun. Okay. Select all these spawn points. Searchable items. None. Perfect. There will kind of be a little more direction as far as this goes too. Like you'll actually have an interaction with Harold and stuff like that. For some of that stuff, we're still kind of waiting on finalized voice lines and scripts and stuff. So this is another thought I had, but I haven't implemented yet. That could be kind of fun. So right now these pillars are kind of destroyed, but on the way back, the player kind of wants to, just get out and get back to the elevator. So I thought about making it like not a jumping puzzle, but like an optional direction you could take. Obviously, you couldn't take it when you had Harold because Harold would just get stuck over here, but could be a fun little thing. Maybe even it's only that one gap, but it could still be I don't know, a nice little thing I think.
I hate puzzles.
Yeah, that's why it's not a puzzle and just kind of is.
Sorry, I could not resist.
No, you're fine. So let's see here. So we got an EDF here. What's this guy doing? Slumped over, sleeping. That's this guy right here. He's got an M16 clip, so it sounds like to me that he's missing an M16. And it's okay, because at this point the player's gotten a lot of these things already. So this is just kind of like building out some more of the lore isn't the right word, but just more of that visual storytelling juice. Makes sense for a guy to. Plus, if we're gonna have guys who have ammunition like that, and you don't have the you haven't picked up the gun yet, it only kind of makes sense. Plus, it kind of helps for that pistol start thing too. Not that there's too much combat in this level, but enough, I suppose.
Makes sense to me since I'm only familiar with Half-Life 2.
Half-Life 1's still definitely worth the checking out. It shows its age a little bit, but
Also,
it's still a lot of fun.
well, there's also the remake, Black Mesa.
Black Mesa is definitely worth checking out.
Yeah. And oh, good lord, Zen. My god, is it beautiful.
I checked out the Black Mesa mod a long time ago, around the time when it first came out, but I have not checked it out since Zen, or like probably honestly like the second half of the since like the second half of the build got finished.
Oh, trust me, you'll like it in general. It's even got that scrapped bad ending where the tram just tears itself to pieces if you don't accept G-Man's offer.
Um.
instead of being dropped in an area full of enemies.
Oh, okay. That's kind of neat. I'm glad that they kind of finished fleshing that stuff out and made sure to incorporate that kind of stuff. Um, the big D's are like sometimes they're fire, sometimes they're like what set off like these kinds of things. Uh,
Triggers.
they are another type of trigger. To be honest, I never really checked them out though. This entire thing is like a learning experience as a lot of us break into this stuff and check it out. Um, and this is kind of another one of those examples. I know that it helps handle like I said, like demolition stuff too. But this generic texture generic marks. So you know what? Let's do this. Let's try to see if we can figure out what it does. So it says it's applying to generic marks to textures.
Interesting.
Let's go down here with none of these guys spawned in. That's fun.
Ruby. Hasta la vista, asshole.
These. Ah, it could be all these blood decals? I bet you. Yeah, because I don't see really anything else around here. And now if I save as, just so I don't lose this here, do stuff.
Nice night vision. Kind of reminds me of opposing force.
Let's see. Do one of those. Now if I So now thinking about it further, maybe the difference is because you can also just place those kinds of decals. So maybe the difference is that it just kind of it chooses where it places them. I guess we can double check that by reloading into the map and seeing if it's the same way. But I think deleting these is going to get rid of them, so this will be a good test of that.
Wouldn't hurt.
Let's see. I gotta get rid of console. Just look what Yeah, see? And all this blood splatter gone now.
Groovy.
Huh, and I can prevent those guys from going up all either. Wonder what triggers them. Must be something... Oh, it's right here.
Hasta la vista, asshole.
So yeah, to answer that question, it is, Oh, I put that in the wrong folder. I'll have to correct that later. It's the blood decal. Okay, let's open up some more of these groups here. We can remove the burning ones because those are underneath. Don't need ceiling dusties. Will the other vision modes be redesigned to appear more similarly to the icons? I would assume so. We haven't quite implemented them yet. But I would assume that if they don't have proper icons now, that once we get to working on them and get to that point, that they will. It could be done that Duke found a dead... I don't understand. It must have been in reference to
Dead
something I was talking
firefighter.
about. Oh, on this level, and oh, with the freeze thrower. Oh, I see, I see, I see. I don't think we're going to be introducing. We're not planning on introducing the freeze thrower that early on, to be honest with you. So
Yeah, the
I
freeze
kind of
thrower would have to be a mid to late game weapon.
we've kind of talked about making it so I don't know where my train of thought was going. I'm sorry. G2 1664. Okay, that one got edited in the same way. Good. Something interesting about the chainsaw. We were discussing it somewhat recently in the restoration project, and we found that the model it uses is straight up just a copy of an actual chainsaw. Like there's like a name on the side of it. I can't remember. It's like something like weird, like HUVA. There's like a Q without a U afterwards, and like all kinds of other weird stuff that doesn't quite make sense. That ended up just being an actual. Is there no sound? Can you not hear us talking?
Um, I can definitely hear ya.
Yeah, it works. We hear you talk.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, Funds might have actually been in chat last time. It might have himself muted or something. It might have the stream muted or something like that. Um, the other vision modes we are going to try to implement them. We haven't discussed necessarily where they're all going to go just yet, but we do plan on still implementing them in some manner. As far as adding a flashlight as an alternative, the thing with that is the flashlight's really buggy, much like the other decorations that are in the game. It's just a little like you can. Well, I guess I'll just show you. That's the best way to. That's the best way to give an example, huh? Um, close this. All right. Go Harold, and we'll pick up this flashlight. It'll leave it on me. There we go. Okay, so I got a flashlight. This is pretty cool. It's kind of useful. It's much more useful now that I have it than when Harold have it. But the problem is I can pull out my pistol and then it shatters. Because the game doesn't think to not let you do that. So if
That's
we were
weird.
to incorporate something like that, it would have to be almost like we would have to incorporate the flashlight almost as if it were like another item Duke could pick up and go like the Doom 3 route where you get to decide, do you want to have your pistol out or do you want to have your flashlight out? And we discussed that, and for now the happy medium we came upon was this like enhanced lighting where you kind of have a better idea of what's going on based off of the flashes looking around you.
I think the engine doesn't treat the flashlight like a model, like a gun that you can carry.
No, it doesn't. For right now,
Yeah.
it just treats it like a decoration.
Yeah, like a vase or something.
Yeah.
Would be nice to have the flashlight as part of the inventory system. Kind of reminds me of Doom 3, honestly.
Yeah, maybe. Like I said, it's something we've talked about. It might be worth revisiting, but the other question ends up being like how many, how often is Duke gonna really find himself in a situation where he like needs that flashlight where the night vision wouldn't just suffice? Because this is like the one of two levels that have kind of dark sections. You know what I mean? So if you have night vision from this point moving forward, it doesn't really you don't really need a flashlight in your inventory. And that's why ultimately we haven't like that's where that conversation ended up going internally, and that's why we didn't go that route. Not to say that it couldn't still be done, but that's just where we were at with it. Yeah,
What about a
exactly. You have the night
flashlight
vision
or
instead of the yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I think night vision makes more sense, honestly.
yeah, but what about a flashlight on a gun? You know, like Doom 3 BFG edition, that thing.
Sure.
Hmm.
We'd have to figure out how to get like attachables and stuff like that working then too.
Yeah, that's an extra step, I guess.
Sounds about right to me.
Not that these things aren't explorable, you know what I mean? Wake Forest pistol has a flashlight on it. That's cool. That's another one I gotta kind of revisit. I've played it a little bit. I know people don't like it, but it never seemed like it was like the worst to me. I've only ever played the
I
first like
played it.
level or two though.
I played it recently, and I like it quite a bit.
Hmm.
I mean, it's not bad. It's a squad shooter. It's not as fast as Quake 3 or Quake 2, but I think it's okay.
Hmm.
And it still looks good. The lighting looks good. And the art direction, the level design, the body horror, yeah, some cool stuff in there.
Make an add-on that makes Tarkov and DNF. Hey, feel free. I'm gonna keep working on this. But if you want to make Tarkov and Duke, man, I mean, that could be fun. There's all there's all kinds of fun
I
things
think what would
with
be
this. Go on.
I think one thing I would like to try and maybe see what I can do with the 2001 build of Duke Nukem Forever, recreate Half-Life 1.
I mean, it'd be quite an undertaking, but you know,
I would like to see Half-Life 1 in that engine.
huh, there we go. Oh yeah, the other thing is, I don't think I gave this one a power cell.
I have a question.
Sure.
I mean, the leak is out, but the leak has been out for a while. Is the game complete from start to finish, or do you have to build some additional maps for it to be complete?
So you haven't checked it out at all yet?
I checked it out, but I didn't check out all
I
the
mean,
maps in
so
the game.
there's a lot of framework. There's a lot of like uh, skeletons of a game here. But there a completed game there is not. You know what I mean? It's missing a lot of the things that um, there's really not a complete game here. A lot of people, you know, Randy was right. It's a hard one for some people to swallow, but it's one that I've come to accept. He was right when he said that this wasn't a like 90% complete game that we can all look forward to. This is like a really like
30,
yeah, maybe. I mean, not to say that it's not like there's
30,
not stuff here.
40%.
There's tons of stuff here to like check out and to build off of, but a complete game there is not. 30% maybe. But it's hard to say without knowing exactly where their direction was going to go, you know? Like if they were going to make, you know, yeah, I know it's saying 90% about the 2002 build, but that 2002 build is at most like less than 12 months away from what this build was. And so like I don't know, maybe them all working um 100, as on a full-time job at this, they could have gotten it somewhere to where it was 90% complete in that year. But until we see that build, you know, it doesn't even exist as far as I'm concerned. This didn't even exist until we actually
And
got
I
it.
Yeah, I
and I
didn't
doubt
believe that.
Randy is ever going to release it anyway.
I didn't believe that something like this would exist. Something at least playable in a way.
Right. That it definitely
Yeah,
is. It
look at
definitely still has a lot of like cool stuff that you can like dig into.
I mean, I know it's
I
not
mean, look at
complete at
the
all.
look at the Half-Life 2 league. Quite a lot of stuff to work with in that one.
I don't know that one. I didn't even know that Half-Life 2 leaked beforehand,
Oh, it
before
did
release.
back in 2003.
It did. Okay.
Yeah, but honestly, even that I feel like was kind of eh, not as not as severe in this situation, but like it basically was in the same kind of state where it was like in rough states of level completeness and like actual polish and finish.
Mm-hmm.
I never knew that.
Hey, honestly, I would love
Yeah,
to,
suffice to
respond to
say
somebody
that
saying that Randy's going to show off some stuff at Gamescom. Let's hope he shows off Duke Nukem Forever, man. Honestly, like I'd love to see it. I'd love to see that. I'd love to get the 2002 build and check it out too. I hope it's this. I don't hope it's this, 'cause I still want to keep working. But
So, what's up with 3D Realms? I mean, the new 3D Realms. Are they still making games? Or did they just become a publisher by this point?
they're making games, but I think the quality of said games has been in question. Or no, not even the quality of said games, is that they haven't actually like they keep announcing things but haven't released anything yet. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, they did just announce
Familiar?
Tempest Rising. That did look pretty sweet.
Yeah, but announcing things and not releasing them sounds quite familiar, doesn't it?
Yeah, it's a completely different group of people at this point. So
I know. Just joking. I did
though
like,
to be honest, it was kind of dumb that
yeah,
though though to be honest, it was kind of dumb that Gabe tried to get the FBI involved when the hack happened in Germany instead of here in the States.
in Germany. Why didn't I hear about that? I mean, I am German. And the FBI. Yeah, I don't know. They don't have any
Not like the
jurisdiction in Germany, I guess. I mean, you
but
would
yeah,
have.
story goes that a German hacker by the name of Axel Gambi got into Valve servers, downloaded the entire build of Half-Life 2, but here's the kicker. Someone else betrayed Axel and leaked it.
Oh, all right. So it wasn't him, it was someone else.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, the leak. And then what?
And now people are already creating beta mods. Mods like Dark Interval, Raising the Bar Redux, and HL2 Project City 17.
Any statement from Valve?
Don't think so.
okay, let's see if I can make this work.
Though it should come as no surprise that the game Hunt Down the Freeman actually pushed Valve to release Half-Life Alyx.
It's really bad. I mean, Hunt Down the Freeman, not Half-Life Alyx.
Yeah. I have seen some gameplay of Hunt Down the Freeman, and oh boy. I'm not a mapper, but the audio quality, dear God alive. Who the hell was in charge of the audio mixing?
That bad.
Yeah, you got people using different mics, and honestly, it sounds like hot garbage. Like, get this. For the president, you have Keemstar.
And I hate everything. Well,
Yeah,
yeah, that YouTuber.
32 by 32.
Keemstar and I hate everything. As far as I know, are involved in voice work. If you could call it voice work.
yeah. And somehow the main character, Mitchell Shepard, is somehow related to Adrian Shepard.
Okay. That this doesn't make any sense.
I would happen to agree there. It really does not make sense.
It's
But the mapping design and Hunt Down the Freeman, wow. You ought to take a look at the Hunt Down the Freeman version of City 17. Garbage.
You know, I'll be honest with you. I haven't played it. I've seen some stuff online about it, but yeah, it is. Well, so the nice thing about the whole them they use the same weapon as Duke. When you actually place it here, it doesn't have the American flag on it, so it doesn't actually. It's not actually Duke's M16. If they have it equipped, like when they're running around, that's just as simple as a model change.
You know, I wouldn't be surprised if Duke carries around spare American flags.
Yeah, why not?
But what I was saying earlier was I would be very hesitant to really call any game developers or mappers or people who work on stuff lazy. There's just an unsurmountable amount of work sometimes when it comes to this kind of stuff, and I wouldn't want to like. I'm sure, you know, I haven't played those levels, but like I said, I haven't really played Hunt on the Freeman. I'm a big Half-Life guy myself, but I would be hesitant to really shit on their work too much.
The only thing I can say, though, is the SFM cutscenes. They're quite good.
Question about the Ripper. The Ripper might get added. We've talked about that. If it does, though, it's going to need its own model and all kinds of other stuff. So we haven't really made a determination on that. We also want to make sure that it doesn't just replace the M16 if it does get integrated, because the M16 itself is a pretty fun weapon to use in this game. So, yeah. Let's see here.
I never liked the sound of the Ripper in Duke Nukem 3D. It sounded really weak and weird.
Yeah, but the sound of the Ripper in the 2011 version of Duke Nukem Forever really adds some oomph to it.
It does, yeah, it does. But in Duke Nukem 3D, it sounded like pew, 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 pew. And it didn't really fit. But all the other guns really had some good sounds for that time. But the Ripper, I don't know, sounded like as if someone would pop bubbles or something.
That is indeed true.
Walls burn. Let's do that one. Okay, so let's do it. Build. Now I need to take all these sides. Bright corners. Let's do half of its size. Oh, probably not half. Let's try one. Okay, it's not that either. Half of its size and width seems fine. What's going on here? There we go. Nah. Not quite.
Mm. Speaking of maps and stuff, I tried to make my own Quake 3 Arena and Unreal Tournament maps, and I can say it isn't easy at all.
It's definitely time consuming.
Yeah, time consuming and a lot of work. I mean, everyone can build a room with nothing in it, right?
Yeah.
But then you have to fill
Yeah.
the room with stuff that works. And you have to make it logical. You have to make it work, and that's the hard part.
I would happen to agree.
I mean, this is Unreal Editor, and creating a room with that is easy, but the hard work comes after that.
Indeed so.
Okay, I'm glad that fire got put out. Let's see. So just give Duke a little platform to jump on here. There's so much stuff on the screen, it's actually hard to. That looks level.
I do like the fact that they brought back Dr. Proton for this game.
Yeah, you ought to see him in the DLC. The Doctor Who cloned me. He looks like a cross between a Combine advisor and the Borg from Star Trek.
Yeah, it does indeed.
All right, let's see how this works out. We got some new weapons kind of put about, new places for the power cell pickups, added this little shortcut.
Groovy. Duke's looking good.
Yeah, yeah. Much older version.
Hasta la vista, asshole. I'd buy this for $1. Let's dance.
All right, still following me, Harold. But
You ain't seen nothing yet.
much more reasonable.
New hardware.
Graves here. I have good news, Duke. You won't need to run around blind in the dark anymore. Our engineers have been working on a night vision upgrade for your shades. It's being uploaded to you right now. Let us know what you think after you've had a chance to try it out. Graves out.
Great. Okay, so let's test this out. Oh yeah, that's nice and easy. Yes, the little person next to the power cell is supposed to be a small child. We kind of went back and forth on that. There's a woman who's running around with her hair on fire throughout the level, and we debated just making it so it's her, and Harold's like wanting you to bring him to his wife kind of deal. But ultimately, we settled on sticking with it being his child. And instead of it being a normal model that's been scaled down, we're just going to actually make a child model. Okay. So, got that stuff settled. Let's see here. Okay.
Classic T-pose.
Why do models T-pose?
It's a default skeletal animation. The default pose is just in the T. Why is the default pose in the T? I guess that's a good question. I'd assume because it allows you to get to see as much of the model as possible. You can see like multiple different angles of it and stuff like that. I really don't know though. Animating isn't my thing. Okay, sweetie. Why are you missing your hair? Because it's missing from here. I believe the child is invulnerable. We're most likely going to go with since there isn't like a way to really go about like getting around things. Like there are ways to go around getting around things like that. How do I want to word it? What we're most likely going to do with stuff like that is just make the characters invulnerable so that you can't kill them, but then make characters that aren't important to the storyline itself killable. That's most likely the route we're going to go with it. Yeah, I kind of hear where you're coming from, Fonz. But I don't know. It's also like we're not treating it as if it's a big thing. It's not like anyone's really to have kids in the game. It's just that that's what was already there, and so we were just gonna kind of try to repurpose it, or like make it look less awkward.
Hasta la vista, asshole.
Interesting. Seems like it doesn't. Seems like it doesn't have its own lighting. So then what I'll have to do is add the hair, get rid of it. Yeah, Fonz, it's literally like a one-off thing. I kind of agree with you in this, like, I agree with you in the sense that it's like, I don't, I can at least confidently say nobody's eager to model children. There. It's not like that kind of thing, you know what I mean? It's just kind of like, it's just here, so we, can either utilize it or find a way around it. It wouldn't be too hard to find a way around it. We've discussed finding a way around it, but it also weren't looking at it in that manner, so we weren't. It wasn't like a whoa! I just phased right through that. Yeah, I don't know. I hope that makes sense. It's not like you're gonna see kids running around the streets of Los Angeles or Las Vegas while you're taking out aliens. It's nothing like that. Even as a mountain hole, it's so fucked up. I'm gonna have to mess with it.
I'm just getting started.
So it has to deal with this light red. We make separate eyes for the entities that don't have eyes. Um, I don't know. Probably. But I don't want to make any kind of promises. I'm not on the actual art team. So would something like that be done? I imagine that if it looks weird, then we're gonna want it to not look weird. If that answers your question.
Why are so many models? Why are so many models missing their hair?
In the original leak, it's because stuff got messed with. It's because in the original leak, it was an actual like graphical problem, like a rendering issue. Here, it's because something weird happened with her hairpiece.
Probably the same why Duke is missing his sunglasses.
Right, he doesn't have his sunglasses when you look in the mirror.
All we see are his white eyes.
Zombie Duke.
Couldn't help myself.
But he looks better than the 2011 Duke. And
Yep.
he has better animation.
Mm-hmm. Power armors for pussies. I wouldn't say that to Gordon Freeman if I were you.
I was just helping a friend find his wife.
Something happened to these. Too many things on my screen again. Interesting.
Die, you rat bastard.
See, I need
There we go.
color picker. $32, $13, $24. Yeah, that color is like purple. That doesn't make sense. Oh, that's because I'm not looking at that the right way. Sorry. Pressing around and stuff.
You ain't seen nothing yet.
I mean, they do still have that unannounced first-person shooter. That is just labeled unannounced first-person shooter on their Discord. So, hey, that looks better. That is natural. Awesome. Happy with that. I can tweak that. We'll find out if this is any better here. Part of it is also that it's mostly me. Sometimes other people are chiming in, but it's just a relatively quieter stream compared to the last time. My volume levels look a little more even now. I'm pretty regularly uh, coming up above the actual the game now. Hopefully this is a little better for you, Fonz.
Step right up and get some.
Okay. So I guess now it comes down to, do we add another room? The interesting thing is that these rooms are actually different than the rooms we see in the other casino or in the other hotel floor. Like if I open up, yeah, of course, but no problem. So like these rooms are completely different. They're much bigger. Like the hotel. Oh, that's interesting.
What?
Oh. They carved out the space for the door, and I thought this was just like a weird texture they put on the back of the shower, but it is actually whatever it's this texture here that got applied while they were carving out the negative space for the door to slide.
Ah, makes sense.
You don't have to have negative space in order for the doors to work properly, but it looks much cleaner. So yeah, these hotel rooms, like the one in the one in Dark Hotel is basically just this box, where this has got like an entire living room added onto it. Pog Randy. Yeah, that could be a fun emote. I support that. So let's see. I guess that's an interesting thing to consider when mapping out, because we got a couple hotel rooms, added hotel rooms here. But I guess that's another thing to consider, that not all of these would be these like big suites. Some of them would just be like a bed and a shitter. Hmm.
And maybe with a TV in front.
Yeah. Okay. Interesting.
And a suite like that would probably run you, oh, I don't know, $400 a night.
Oh, I mean, inside of a casino and stuff like that, it absolutely would be expensive. Um. Hmm. See, like these two rooms back to back right here, especially with this right here, it would have to be one of those smaller rooms.
Mm-hmm. And a small room like that would only run you what, couple $100?
Something else I should look at too is how much. Another thing we've been thinking about more lately is continuity. So like, oh man. Huh, I just noticed that. That's interesting.
Oh,
Step right up and get some.
Just the cable is just floating there. Will you ever see Harold again after this level? No, it's not a character. Like, I can't say that for certain, but no, he's just a character.
yeah, I don't think we're going to be seeing Harold after this level because it's hasta la bye-bye for him. Time to get the hell out of here.
Let's see, how hard would it be to do that? This is where the skybox is. This is where you're looking out from. Oh, I would have to really scale it. We did this cool thing in Casino to where you can actually see this like walkabout strip and stuff like that when you're coming down the elevator. But I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it happen here. Okay. Oh, that. Okay. Okay, that's why. I was like, whoa, another open door. I didn't notice before, but no, it's just that. Okay. I think, for now, that's okay on Dark Hotel. I'm gonna give myself like a 15-minute break, make myself a sandwich and stuff like that really quick, and then I'll be back to I think pick up some more on Casino. That was a quick enough reprieve. That we haven't lost too many of you. So we're gonna go ahead and move into work on Casino here. I think 16 is my latest. Yeah, we're just going to avoid over there. Perfect. Okay, cool. So mainly what I want to do, for those who haven't seen some of the changes here, I'm going to go ahead and just show them off really quick. Going to go ahead and expand that, close that. Still got to figure out this lighting issue. I'm going to face this direction. So, in an effort to kind of expand upon things, we have kind of like how this has a branch that leads all the way around to the buffet and the opening of here. We're going to go ahead and open up all of this. And so we've got like this guy. I've still got to kind of figure out what I'm going to do with him. My current thought is that he's going to run this way and then get gunned down by a bunch of EDF, and then Duke's going to have to fight those EDF too. That's my thought initially. Not too sure just yet. Let's see if I can get this to happen again. Okay. I wanted to spin it.
It's great how the TV just floats.
It's because it was mounted to him. So once it gets mounted to him, it no longer has physics of its own. And then when he dies, it
The
doesn't
classic
properly like
kitchen
disconnect it.
TVs.
So mainly what I want to do here is, so we opened up this big nice area with some of this stuff was already finished, some of it I added, and then we have like, okay, this in over here where we also, I'm going to flesh this out more, add some more snatched over to here, but basically from this room back here, the inspect bar that slides when you look at stuff is too big. So... Huh. They had adjusted it. It must still be... Because before it was actually, it was cutting off some of the words. So, whoa. That was a weird rendering issue. This is also 720 and not full screen and all kinds of other stuff, so it's also the size of it is actually being blown up for the way you see it, so it's stretched across a screen.
Is it just me, or you didn't take damage from the fire?
So that's something I've been working on. If you are patient enough with it, it'll damage you.
You got facts, man.
It's trying to call me a liar. There we go. See, now I took damage. I don't know why it takes so long. I'm still trying to figure that why it's so buggy. But yeah, sorry. So there's the 3 gates. There's the one that's right there that's kind of broken. There's that one to the left. There's that one to the right that enters the main room you were originally in. I'm probably going to end up closing this gate, or one of these gates here. What is going on? Anyways, what the heck? What is happening? Anyways, I am going to place a... Yeah, I think it is some kind of weird BSP error. I don't know why. Maybe this is part of that issue we were talking about earlier, Mr. President. And why we can't have really, really big maps. Maybe I have too many brushes here. Anyways,
could be, but
I'm gonna add a gate
not a
right
mapper.
here, so you can close this. So that'll be closed off, and then this will be closed off as well, and then this will be closed off, which is the main exit you go through to actually exit the level.
Hasta la vista, baby.
And then what you'll have to do is from in here, you'll have to throw a switch that'll open up these other gates.
Well, the nice thing is there's no RC driving stage, thank God.
Damn, I'm not looking.
Huh. This got me really worried. Let me do these individually.
Yeah, and also thank God for no freaking greasy joke right there after you get out of the car.
Oh God.
See, the thing is that like that kind of like little stuff, it wasn't like too bad. It was just executed kind of boring. Like, you know what I mean? Like it just didn't end up being like, but like I don't know. There is cool stuff to the whole Ooh, there's still some kind of weird issue.
Oh yeah, I remember watching the Duke Burger and even playing the Duke Burger level and the rooftop airdrop airship dropping pickups on the rooftop for you to fight. Yeah, that one's cool. But the jokes, man. Trust me, I'm the kind of guy that freaking giggles like a
Die, you red
madman
bastard.
at a sex joke. But those ones were just like, oh man, no.
Yeah, it's definitely really rough. Definitely really, definitely not a big fan.
Yeah.
One other thing that really killed it for me was constantly having to fill up the monster truck with fuel.
Yeah, that's not a very fun mechanic.
Oh yeah.
Like,
Well,
seriously? Talk about a small fuel tank.
I mean, in today's climate, you wouldn't want to deal with that by any means, I think.
I'm, yeah,
A
good
small,
lord, no.
small fuel tank for a monster truck.
There we go. I mean, monster trucks do eat up fuel, but they can drive around for more than like 5 minutes.
Yeah, I know. I mean, I watched a couple of monster truck shows, and they drove around for more like than 5 minutes.
But
Yeah,
So
like, let me
but a
guess,
monster
6
truck
minutes
in a
and
Duke Nukem game, I fail to see how that would work.
It kind of did.
wait, sorry, come again?
I mean, having a monster truck in a Duke Nukem game, I don't see the point. It would make
Well,
more sense
because
to have
Duke's
a
a badass, and he would have a monster truck, or have somebody make a monster truck after him. You know.
I mean, it was a really
or at
short.
least maybe a motorcycle.
It was a really short sequence, wasn't it? It
Yeah.
wasn't very long.
Yeah, it was a short sequence, and also I think the monster truck as a concept fits, but that's just my opinion. The execution of it, just like the entire game execution, was done poorly. Sleeping for a week on the concepts of the game, just as Atakan said, perhaps last stream, it 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 has the skeleton of a good game. Definitely, I want to go back and just integrate the hot takes that say, "Oh yeah, it's actually an okay game. It's not a very good game by any means, but it has potential."
I got enjoyment out of it. I was like, much younger. Not much younger. I was younger, but like, I got enjoyment out of it when I played it. It wasn't, maybe what we had all like held our breaths for 20 something years to play, but it was still something that was really fun.
Look, more like around 14, maybe 15 years.
Yeah, not 20 years. That's not how long they took to.
Yeah, I feel you.
It was
I
14 to
think it was
15.
12
I mean,
years, wasn't it?
Duke Nukem
I
took
mean,
20 years to be released. There would be quite a lot of angry fans, to put it lightly.
I think in 2011 it was 12 years at that point, right? I mean, he says,
Yeah,
yeah, but after 12 years it fucking should be.
Right.
Oh yeah, but
14 if you
CV said
97.
in
97 was the first year that they working with Duke Nukem Forever at the Quake first engine. It so it will be 14 years. And in Spanish translation, he said 14 years. But yeah,
I
something like that.
mean, in reality, we didn't get the 2001 version of it till this year, so it's still kind of. Hey, I got rid of some of the extra stuff out front, and it looks like... Nope. What has happened?
Is that a glitch or are you in no clip mode?
No, something bad, like something weird's happening. Oh, it ended up being Borderlands anyways. That's pretty funny. We kind of knew that though. Did anyone play the like D&D, the new one?
Don't think
Wait, what?
so.
They released D&D 2 after so many years?
They yeah, they released a sequel to Tiny Tina's adventure.
Oh, yeah, well, I don't know any of that. Like, it was just a joke about development hell. Haha, laugh for me, please.
Gotcha. Let's see here.
I think that I can understand that it could be incredibly frustrating to be stuck in development hell for that long, just not seeing your product come to fruition.
Right.
You know, just working on it and working on it for years on end, uh, and then not seeing a final product
Oh,
in some way. You know, not having some kind of closure,
Right.
and then you have to abandon it. Sometimes people have to abandon their projects for some reason. I don't know, lack of financing, team breaking apart, studio getting shut down, and then you worked for God knows how many years, like for nothing.
yeah, you should definitely, if you didn't, you should watch CV's video on uh, the leak, because he actually says at some point um, something like, oh yeah, he said that he sees what was lost, and that's the Vegas at night, because in the final build it's just gray muck, and also what led to the game being in the state it's now is uh, most likely, almost definitely, the result of developers seeing their life's work that they put their soul into just being thrown out the window and being presented with a blank slate.
And again,
Oh
I mean,
yeah, it
I mean
was definitely.
that's what they did. They changed engines around, and so people had to start again and again and again. So I realized that this can be incredibly frustrating.
I mean, yeah, not to be mean or something. I don't think that's something so hard to understand, because just imagine uh,
I
doing
understand.
something. Yeah,
I
yeah.
mean, I
I
understand
mean,
it.
imagine Valve doing that for, say, Half-Life 2.
Yeah,
But like Half-Life 2 IIRC happened only like once. There was the leak, and then there was the final build, and it happened for like what? I don't know the timeline. Don't quote me on that. About 3 years.
yeah, but we're talking about development here, not some leak. I mean, DNF is a different story. You know, they started like God knows how many times because George Prasad didn't know what he wanted. You know, he had this syndrome of, "Ooh, that's shiny. I want that." You know, that was his problem.
I'm about to
Hmm.
see if
You
this is
know,
a
he
Yeah,
driver.
he
saw,
was chasing after way too many games.
yeah. I mean, he saw the Quake 2 engine. He wanted to use the Quake 2 engine. He saw Unreal. He wanted to use Unreal. He saw this feature and that feature. He wanted this and that feature into the game. He they had engine
Feature creep,
they had
hell
feature
yeah.
creep. Yeah, feature creep. And constantly changing engines around and feature creep. That's not a good thing. That's not how you get a finished product in time.
Yeah, trust
That's
me.
how you get That's how you get development hell.
Also, they have
Mhm.
a small team, like 18 members, something like that. So imagine 18 members working with Duke Nukem Forever in Unreal Engine 1. Like, only 18 members.
Yeah, team was way too small.
Yeah.
Okay, so it's not just a renderer problem.
But hey guys, let's just take a
Oh,
minute and appreciate how this is a story that happened over the span of 14 years and it's 11 years behind us and it's still warm. Why is that?
And it's still what?
It's still a hot topic. Like we are still talking about something that happened, that ended 11 years ago. And I think it's something that we might need to, I think it might be interesting to think about why is that? Why is this still a hot topic? I'm not saying it's bad or good, just pointing it
Because it's
out.
still because there are still practices, because there are still things that have been practiced like this in the gaming industry. I mean, just look at Star Citizen. That's feature creep, and that's still not finished completely, and it's been in
Like
development
remotely,
since
yeah.
yeah, and it's been in development. I think like since 2014, 2012 maybe. I could be wrong, but nothing's really
2000
done.
ago.
I
Nothing's
think
really done.
another indie game that's been in development hell for around 6 years is Yandere Simulator. Yikes.
Well, I don't know what it is, but you get my point. You
Yonder
know,
Simulator is like, yeah. Oh man, this game is. Oh,
It's
I
taking
think
forever.
you get
yeah.
my point. You get my point. You know, what I mean to say is that Duke Nukem Forever isn't the only project that went like this. Things like this still
Yeah,
happen.
well, I was okay. Let me suggest this. I think it might be something more about Duke as a character and its impact. Yeah, sure. It might be a good model of what not to do if you are a developer or uh, you are the head of a development team. Do you think it's more about making out of Duke an example for the industry, or is it about the character and its impact?
I think it's both. It's the people wanted a new Duke Nukem game
I
because they love the character, and it's a to me it's a tale about development gone wrong and people just clamoring for a new game, but it never got finished.
My problem was the
Hmm.
management of team. I think really, because if they won't release that game in, I don't know, 2003 and 2004, they could release it, but yeah, they don't want. So mainly George Broussard, of course. So yeah, we got the game from 2001 era in 2011 with some junk segments and messed up gameplay.
Well, I think we didn't end up. We could have gotten something, but we didn't get something because it kept changing. Like we could have gotten something, but ultimately we never. They didn't release this because, well, look at the state it's in right now. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
I
But
mean,
like,
there's nothing
okay,
that you could there's nothing that you could release. I mean, this isn't even an alpha. This is a
well,
this is a these are
yeah,
test
and I
levels.
also
Yeah.
I also heard that even the 2003 build is actually 90% complete. Like, go the extra mile, keep the game in the oven another 6 months, and you've got a finished game. That's
Uh,
actually people have a lot of hype for the game, and just imagine the alternate reality where the 2003 build got released. 3D Realms is at the top of the mountain. Dirk is literally the king of the world.
I mean, had Duke Nukem Forever been released around 2003, it would have really shaken up the game industry by quite a lot. It would have been a legend alongside Half-Life 2. And I'm
Yeah,
talking the dark and gritty story, not the retail version that we got in 2004.
Yeah, but it still had.
2000,
Yeah, but it still would have had to have been finished.
yeah, a hot take. I think it would have surpassed Half-Life.
I mean, just look at the mechanics. It has touch screens. It has glass that could be shattered in some quite good-looking manner that wasn't really seen before. I mean,
Yeah.
I did not see glass shatter in a game in 2001 like that.
yeah.
Oh yeah, I mean I'm not by any means the age of retro gaming back in the day, because I'm 20. Um, but thing is, seeing CV11's reaction to the scene where the chopper shoots through the window says a lot, man. He's like, really, glass shattering and curtains flailing in 2001. It would make a computer in that year like freaking explode.
Yeah, I could imagine that you would have needed a really beefy computer for that.
I think you should
Oh,
go
yeah.
for server
Really
repository.
beefy computer.
I mean, this is physics stuff, and physics stuff was pretty heavy back then when it comes
Well,
to
even today,
CPs.
maybe.
No, not
Hmm.
anymore. I mean, graphics cards are faster, CPUs are faster, but in 2001, what did we have? 1 gigahertz? Two maybe?
Something like that, I think.
Uh,
Something like
uh,
that.
and graphics cards were like, I don't know, 500 megabytes, 600 megabytes maybe, something like that. And just imagine a game like this on a 2001 gaming PC, an ordinary gaming PC, and you get around to smash a window, and I could imagine that it would stutter like hell. Uh,
Yeah. But try
This is
running
the
Duke Nukem Forever 2001 on a 2022 PC. Easy as pie.
oh
yeah,
yeah. I mean, I think even me with uh, an AMD from about a few years ago, 3000G with no GPU, I don't have any problem running the game in. I don't think to the point that I think I didn't get any goddamn stutter or lag spike in the game. Yeah, crashes because the build is buggy as heck.
Yeah. Build is testable. I think the main problem with this game is like it's using Unreal Engine 1, and the problem is that engine isn't stable for new game. Because as far as I can see right now, that game is really from the engine and the uh, technical perspective, it's junky. But yeah. We will see. Fixes
Pretty
from
hot
rest.
take.
What do
The
you what do you say about that, Liquid?
I'm sorry, I was distracted. What's that? That Unreal Engine 1 is unstable?
Yeah, he said that Unreal Engine 1 was is unstable.
I mean, you're seeing me have weird issues with BSP and stuff like that right now. I mean, unstable. I don't. Sorry, I want to
It
check this out because I hadn't seen
doesn't
this.
seem unstable to me. I mean, you have some rendering issues, but it doesn't crash, doesn't it?
No, it's been okay. Like, I don't think I've had that many issues. Like, we've been. It's nothing that we haven't been able to like tackle and sort out. You know, so far at least. Like, we are still having like. I'm not gonna act like we fixed everything or that we don't still have issues randomly and stuff like that. But yeah.
But this is still Unreal. This is still UE1 right there.
Correct.
yeah, with my with some add-ons by 3D Realms. But yeah, mainly Unreal Engine 1. Like 2011 game also have Unreal Engine 1, but some add-ons from Unreal Engine 2 and Unreal Engine 3. So yeah. Core of the
See,
engine of Duke Nukem Forever 2011 was Unreal Engine 1.
yeah, I mean, I can see how powerful this engine still was in 2001. I mean, it came out in 1997,
Yeah.
and I mean, it was a huge thing back then. It was a huge engine.
Yeah, and I mean like things like Deus Ex are built off Unreal Engine 1. And I mean that game like isn't without its faults, but
Hey, Otacon, can I send to your DM a screenshot and you tell me what you think about the server?
sure.
Yeah, later. Don't worry about it.
Yeah, yeah. No, yeah, I can do that.
Ah, thank you.
So this is kind of cool. I found this other circuit puzzle that we can try to fit in other places to kind of mix up so it's not just always the pipe dreams puzzle.
Yeah.
Wait, what?
Oop.
Uh, so
Hey, it's a different kind of email terminal, but I can't actually see.
this was before
Oh
Doom
yeah.
3. Could have been one of the first games to use interactive screens in game.
Okay, this thing is cool as hell.
Yeah.
Hang on. This thing is really cool. I want to learn how this works. Because if I can... Oh, maybe that's a little too much, but if we can make it so you have to like put in certain commands and to do things, that would be so cool. I need to actually see what the other side of this looks like, though. Let's
I
see.
get the feeling that they used this for Prey. No, Prey
Uh,
2006. I mean the screens.
yeah. Prey 2006 have same engine as Doom 3, but Prey
Hey,
from 1998
it's not happening now.
used old. I don't know what engine, but them that
Maybe my graphics
Prey.
card is failing.
I don't think so.
It's not
I
happening
mean,
anymore. I didn't do anything.
No,
I mean,
I think your PC cannot handle the game, man. You need to get a better PC to run Duke.
Oh, close. It's got me on the other side of it.
Oh, but
Oh, you can see
okay,
Duke's hands.
how do you use uh you have, for example, in Duke's cave, Duke study, you have a phone terminal, and there is also another one later in the game. I never figured how to use them.
Um, I haven't dug into them enough, but I know that they can be used in that manner because somebody, Green, I think, on our Discord internal, on our dev server, he was messing with stuff and like has gotten it to where like he can like put in codes and then it will like play a video. So it's got to just be something within the actor properties. Like I said, we can actually dig into that, I guess. It's got to just be something within the properties. Unfortunately, I can't actually show you that window, but I'll try to find a way to do that. Okay, so there is just going to be no actually. My guess is that the mount for this is broken.
Yeah, it seems.
Well, I've got no idea. I didn't dig into any of this until now.
did you put it there like this, or was it like this before?
What was that?
Did you put it there like this, or was it like this before?
I just placed it there. But like when I go to use it, it automatically turns to the wrong direction. Like if I go back here into the editor and let's go ahead and turn it 90 degrees so it's facing this direction now.
What about the entire room? I have the feeling it was placed by a level designer or tester or
Oh,
something
I
like that.
created this room, yes.
Oh,
Yeah, sorry, yeah. Yeah,
Does this
so the idea behind this is that so you come into I don't exactly know which way I want to do it. Maybe the main entrance will still be through this direction, but then you won't be able to go that way or that way. And so then you'll have to come this way and then traverse up here, up onto the ceiling, down to over here. And then inside the security room, there's going to be a mechanism to lift these gates.
in Duke Nukem League, you have to come.
hmm.
I'm sorry, what
What
was the
happened?
question?
Did we get banned?
I'm sorry.
Huh?
What
What?
what what did you ask? I'm sorry. I had my headset off for just a second.
Oh yeah, I said in Duke Nukem you have to come, and then cyberpunk music.
Um, but yeah, so in the security room, we'll lift these gates that give you access to this wing and this wing, so you can actually finish the level. It's just kind of adding a little to it, and then utilizing the space that they made, and then having to create just a small little bit of space so that we can flesh it out. So I didn't know where else to put the triggers. I didn't know where else to put like the things for the gates. I suppose now that I found this guy, I could just mount these in front of the gates so you have to like do that really quick to get them open. Or I could give it to like certain like put a key code to get into these to somehow do it, but I feel like this is the most like natural way and still using like the interactivity of the game.
This engine sort of got rid of these boxes with the enemies in it. Yeah, Quake used to have that where you had these boxes just outside the map with the enemies in it. They would spawn.
Hmm, that's interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I only saw it in Quake. I never saw it in Unreal.
Wait, what's happening?
Hmm.
What I'm trying to look for is, oh, I guess that's right here. Whoops. What does this look like? That could work. I'm not crazy about it. Yeah.
Another hot take. Am I the only one that's annoyed by the authorization successful sound effect?
When does that play?
When you complete the pipe dream and in 2011 when you uh, input the correct code
Oh,
on
we
the
can change
keypad.
that. Um, and to be honest with you, we have a voice actress that is set up to do Duke's AI. So I wonder if we could get her to redo some of that. I mean,
Let
we've
me
redone
guess,
all
it's
the other
Gianni
voice lines. Why
Matragrano.
not redo those too? What's up?
Let me guess, it's Gianni Matragrano pretending to be a woman.
No, no.
No, man, it's me pretending to be a woman.
No, I think it's actually you pretending to be Gianni Matragrano, pretending to be a woman.
I think I like. Well, this is like an on and off. I kind of like this one.
Do you want to keep some John St. John lines, or do you want to replace them all?
They've all been redubbed by Gianni.
But goddamn, man, I mean, in initially I didn't even realize it was Gianni. Just now I realize, man.
I guess, yeah. I guess this one here for the gates.
You have to use some Bit Crusher for the ultimate retro effect.
And by the way, Gianni's Duke voice sounds very close to JSJ in Manhattan Project, which was the peak.
Lynn from LGR does a good Duke voice.
Oh yeah, also him, dude. By the way, are we planning on uh, anything, Otacon?
What do you mean?
Like getting in touch with LGR?
I don't know. I know we've gotten in touch with a couple people. And I wouldn't necessarily want to spill the beans on all of the special guests and stuff like that if we were to get any. So,
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, Clint is one of the people that's the closest to the original Duke voice.
So
At least in my opinion, he is.
no, for sure, he does a good job. think that's about the right.
That was one of the things that made me fall in love with Duke Nukem 3D was the fact that I had a character who talked and commented on things happening around him.
Yeah.
That was really fucking awesome. I never had that in the game before, and I just thought it was the coolest thing ever, just having a character that knows where he is, knows what he's doing, and he's commenting on it.
Yeah, definitely. This is one of Duke's charms. Because man, he's just unique. I think if you give him a backstory and add to his character some depth, you ruin the character. You don't have Duke. You have a blonde dude with some social traumas.
I mean, he always should be this action movie parody, just like Arnold, Stallone, all the action movie actors thrown into one. That's
Oh
Duke
yeah,
Nukem.
everybody I described Duke to, I describe it like this. Dude, take John Wick, take Die Hard, take Rambo, get all the common parts of the main characters, multiply them by 5 or even 10 if you are brave, and then you get Duke Nukem.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's a parody. That's why I dislike the 2011 game because Octagon and me talked about that. We talked about the misogyny, and I hate the game for its misogyny. It's this thing where he says, "Looks like you're fucked." That's in poor taste. That's not funny. That's just disgusting to me. That's not. They got the character wrong. That's not Duke.
Duke
I
Nukem
mean,
Oh
Forever.
yeah, yeah.
Duke Nukem
And
Forever.
also even
Yeah, yeah.
oh yeah, go on, Jester, or whoever was talking.
Duke Nukem Forever 2011. It's parody of game itself. Like the game have jokes from I don't know weird era that jokes are too old for now. I mean,
okay.
yeah,
Oh yeah, the
jokes
wholesome
were
way.
good 2011 era, something like that. But in 2022, like jokes are too old, really.
I think Gamepad
Yeah.
wanted to say something.
Yeah.
Did you?
Oh, who, me?
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Oh yeah, yeah. But I think I even forgot. Oh no. Even the opening scene. Yeah, like okay. Duke is a lady killer. We get that. But look, the game I played the most and even recently I started going back to is Manhattan Project. Even in the development server, if I want to convey an idea about who Duke is, I always refer to that game. So the image that
He saves the
Manhattan
babes
Project,
in
sorry,
he saves the babes in that one, but in the 2011 game he just leaves them to die and he jokes about it. And that's what sucks.
Yeah,
There's
it's
more where
like
that came
Duke
from.
Nukem and Duke Nukem Forever doesn't really give a fuck.
yeah.
Yeah,
Well, I will.
he's an asshole. It's not that likable character
Bullshit.
anymore. It's not that likable character anymore. Know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Yep.
There is barely anything to like at Duke in 2011. Now, to get straight to the point, what I wanted to say is in Manhattan Project, yeah, he's a lady killer in by uh, any stretch of the word, uh, but it's done in a at best or at worst in a flirtatious manner. It's not something like, oh yeah, jump on my gun.
Thing is, it's funny and it's not misogynistic, but in 2011 it's misogynistic and it's brutal and it's disgusting, and I mean it's a rape joke, and rape jokes are just disgusting to me. You
Oh
know,
yeah, I didn't even see that nuance at the time. Oh dude.
I didn't see it either, but now I do.
Yeah, times have changed.
Yeah.
Yep.
But I have to say, I didn't find it funny back then, and I don't find it funny now. But just like I said, they got the character wrong.
Second time.
Yeah.
Way wrong.
Yeah.
I mean, did anyone at Gearbox ever play any of the classic Duke games when they were making Duke Nukem Forever?
I mean, Randy
don't think
Pitchford
so.
worked on
You
the
probably
expansions
didn't
for
know,
Duke 3D.
but the story in 2011 was writing by two ladies. So yeah, story department have only two women who write about story about the Duke Nukem in 2011 and Dylan and this other stuff. So yeah.
I was very
Hey,
close. There was a sexist joke just about to fly out of me, and I decided, oh yeah, it's not the time by any means.
The thing is, if you want to be controversial, you could be controversial, but you have to switch on your brain first.
On your what?
You have to turn on your head first. You have to think about the things that you want to put in to be controversial. If you want to be controversial, you could make people think by that. You can take people out of their comfort zone with any kind of media just to make people think, but I think it's pointless to be controversial just to be controversial.
Oh yeah, you are actually
Without
right.
being like an asshole.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That too.
The thing you said about making people think with controversy is actually what me and a friend of mine think about comedy. That's the whole point of comedy, to just put you through all uh, uncomfortable situations that you didn't think about.
What is happening?
Well,
See,
to me, the light comedic tone of Duke Nukem 3D sort of got lost in 2011. No, I mean Duke Nukem 3D had these bleak surroundings, but the character was just so light-hearted in his own way, and it really got lost.
I think so. I just started playing through Duke 3D, and I got to the first level in the second episode. But yeah, I can definitely resonate with the part of it, um, the part of Duke being just a light-hearted character that knows how to make fun of his own condition.
I mean,
I'll have to check out what was it? Duke Nukem Manhattan Project for the first time. I never played it.
It's great game.
Oh damn, dude!
Definitely
It's
worth it.
Yeah,
uh,
that game is pretty solid even today. Really.
Wasn't
oh
it the
yeah.
last game released, last Duke Nukem game released on PC?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Before 2011.
and
Well,
on the
before
PS1.
the couple PlayStation games. Time to Kill, Land of the Babes, and I forget the third one.
The only one I can think of is Duke Nukem Advance.
I would like to have a boxed version of Nukem 3D, but these are quite expensive.
Have you ever zoomed?
Yeah, no kidding.
You heard of Zoom? Oh, never. Oh, you're talking about the 20th anniversary. Yeah, that goes on sale. When it goes on sale, it's usually for like $1 or $2.
No, I think he means like an actual like 90s big
Copy
box
from
copy.
96, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, a box copy of the game, of the original.
Big box.
I actually thankfully still have one with like the mouse pad and everything else.
Yeah. The big box copy of Duke Nukem 3D, according to eBay, goes for like $180.
Oh, that's quite a lot.
Oh, but the atomic version goes for like $130.
Game collecting is getting ridiculous. But big box PC
Oh, but the
stuff is still a
Kiloton collection, get this, $3,000.
What? Are you shitting me? $3,000?
Yeah, because it's sealed.
That's right, $3,000 for the
it's
Kiloton
sealed.
collection.
It's sealed. Brand new.
If you adjust to inflation, that would be like 2 potatoes in Europe.
What is happening with this thing?
I was stupid because I didn't keep all those big box copies of my games from the 90s. I'm still kicking myself because of that.
Another listing for the Kiloton collection lists it at $400.
You know, the thing is, I am in Germany and stuff like Nukem 2D got banned, like, immediately.
Ouch.
So there was no way, at least legally, no way to obtain this game.
You just imagine you are going behind a dark bar and you ask a guy with a hoodie, hey, you got that D3D? Oh yeah, dude.
Black market.
Oh yeah, you have to sneak that past the cops, or else you are gonna, well,
Kinda was like that. You have to travel to Austria to get all the banned games because in Austria the games were not banned, only in Germany. You know, it's not like that anymore. But they used to just ban everything that was a shooter.
oh, I think it's because of um the painter, your famous painter in Germany.
I don't think that's the reason. The reason was if you had a game where you could shoot at humans or enemies that look like humans, it was a reason to ban these games.
Yeah, because you will do that in the real life. You will buy a gun and you will shoot, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, that ended up like that very comment there ended up being like a really common trope, ignorantly or not, over here in the U.S. throughout the night. Oh, I broke it entirely now. Throughout the '90s and stuff like that. That video games were just going to ruin.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember all those senators trying to ban video games entirely. in the 90s. And yeah, Doom was
Well,
under
too
attack.
bad that fell flat on its face.
If did someone read Masters of Doom? I guess not.
No, but I should.
No.
There's a chapter that describes how Doom was under attack by politics, and they really tried to ban games altogether, which is completely insane and stupid.
Look,
And would never work.
It would never
even
work.
CV,
No.
even CV said, yeah, it's because they do this kind of stuff because it's much easier to blame video games than address mental health issues. And
Yeah.
knowing politicians worldwide, yeah, they don't like that for whatever reason, man. They just run from it just like the devil from the holy candle.
I mean, we had people run amok in Germany as well. And always, after that, the games were to blame.
Oh yeah, because you are playing too much Candy Crush on your phone.
Because these people, same as in the US, I guess, are mostly old people. They don't know what's going on with stuff like that. They don't know these media. They did not grow up. They did not grow up with that, so they just fear these games. This kind of media. So they try to ban it. So no, I think sometimes I thought that their reasoning was, if I don't see it, the problem is gone.
Wrong.
But well, let's be serious for a moment. We all know
Eh,
that Candy Crush causes violence.
No, I mean, that's just my opinion, man.
No, you are actually right. And this is why the world is in the state it's in right now, because people are much more comfortable just running away and burying their head in the sand instead of saying, yeah, okay, I've got this problem. If I might choose to take care of it, or I might just choose to live with it. What am I gonna do? If people put the problem like this, trust me, man, we'd be in a completely different situation.
And the thing is, if you ban something, there's gonna be an underground of things.
Oh yeah, definitely. Now, just to make my stance clear, um, I think you have a prime example in the 70s where I think you know about the buses going around the US with some small squares. I don't want to say that out loud on a stream, but I guess you get the picture, do you?
Well, I know that there
No,
used
I don't
no,
know what you're referring to, and if you're worried about saying it live, then I would stop yourself.
Oh,
You know?
I don't care, to be honest. I don't care. Let's talk
well,
about Unreal. Let's talk
Yeah,
about Unreal
yeah,
Engine. Let's talk
exactly.
about let- let's talk about Unreal Engine for a change. That would be interesting.
Yeah, so like,
Yeah, Unreal Engine 1 was really ahead of its time back in 2001.
And
Well, glass shattering, that wouldn't be seen until 2004's Half-Life 2.
that's right.
well, I think even the jump in hardware was pretty high.
I mean, I've seen glass shattering in Hexen too, but that still was very primitive.
I
You know,
mean,
you didn't have vertices or polygons, maybe, I don't know, breaking off in sections like this. You know, small parts just breaking off like that.
oh yeah, but seriously now, couldn't you just cheat that in the 2001 build, for example, by using scripts and meshing together all the parts as one object and do
No,
some
that's not
backstage?
that's not that's not how the way that's not the way how it works.
That's not the way it works, okay?
No, physics in a game engine don't work like that. You can't just lump scripts together and think it's gonna work. It's not gonna work.
Yeah, right.
No, no,
Everything's got to
no.
follow the
Nope.
same logic and follow the same path and be self-referential. And
So there is no technical backstage smoke and mirror that you could place so that you take the edge of the processing power needed for that.
Nope.
Mm. Okay.
I mean, it's physics. You have to calculate physics. There's no way. There's no way. There's no way around that. I mean, Nvidia sold. No way. Wait. Agia sold physics cards that you could buy. These were adding cards, so you could use physics in game back then. I mean,
Holy
it's
crap, dude.
I mean, it's really. I imagine that this could be really heavy on GPUs back then. What do you think?
I mean,
undoubtedly,
just
yeah,
no way.
for sure. I mean, honestly,
Oh
even
yeah.
with normal DirectX 8 rendering now, like some parts of it like chug on modern machines.
Yeah, perhaps because the um what's it called? Uh,
Physics.
oh, the bottleneck in the API. DX8 is perhaps not even as well supported as DX12 or 9 in modern hardware, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
DirectX 9. DirectX 9 doesn't even work well on modern hardware, as far as I know. I mean, it's obsolete. It isn't used anymore.
Right.
Sorry, which one? I wasn't paying attention. I'm doing two things
Either
at
of
the
them.
time.
All two
8
of them.
or yeah.
8 and 9.
Yeah, those are obsolete standards, not used
Oh.
anymore.
Yeah, which means by some backwards compatibility half-assed interface, you might get uh, compatibility between 12 and 8 and 9, but that might have a enormous impact on the performance if I'm not
I don't
mistaken.
see how this could be achieved.
Well, take it like this. X64 architecture, 64 bits architecture is not supported, is not backwards compatible by default with um,
32-bit architecture.
32-bit. Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
And uh, I read that actually what they had to do was create in modern processors you have two sections that are one is for the 64 and one is in a way I guess virtualized 32-bit.
There's more where that
But
came from.
anyway, the idea is that there
Looks
is
like Lady Luck
a
just gave you
compatibility
the finger.
layer. You cannot run 32-bit code on a pure 64-bit processor. That's the point.
Couldn't you just put up a front to like, like a glide wrapper or something? Just
Uh,
put up a front that the game thinks it's running on a original machine like that. Just cheat the
no, no, no,
game, so to
no.
speak.
Look. I'm saying that CPUs actually have basically every 64-bit CPU that you come across in today's world, unless you go to some strange places and find an odd one. They both have compatibility for x64 and x32. Now, if you would have, what I'm saying is that if you would only have a processor compatible with x64 only, you wouldn't be able to run x32 code.
Yeah.
You understand that?
Yeah, I do. I was just talking about maybe coding something on the software side that emulates 32-bit.
Uh,
I guess that would be scratching your ear with your left ear with the right foot,
But I
because
but I think I just realized that it's impossible. Yeah.
well, I mean, I don't think with computers there is much to be impossible, if you ask me, because I am a
I don't
madman.
know.
I didn't
I'm
take
I'm
my yeah. Go on. Actually,
I'm not an expert. I'm not an engineer or something. I'm not a developer. I just see many software solutions that can trick modern computers into thinking that they are 32-bit systems or
hmm.
support DX809. No, that's possible. But what do I know? I'm just a user.
Oh yeah, I understand. Well, on this side, neither am I more well educated than you. I just read some things a few years back, and that's what I was spewing out basically. But well, you have 64 byte 64-bit registers, so I guess you could do something to trick um, the processor into interpreting uh, 32-bit architecture code using some software tricks. I'm not. Don't quote me on that one.
Thing about the Unreal Engine is that they started developing it in Tim Sweeney's garage.
Sorry, man.
I said the thing about the Unreal Engine is that they started to develop it in Tim Sweeney's garage back then. I think they started in 95 or something
yeah.
and
Probably.
developed it from there. I mean, Epic wasn't that big back then. Wasn't that huge. The only games they released were just Jackrabbit and
Hasta
stuff
la
like that.
vista,
Chill of the
asshole.
Jungle. I mean, it
Yeah,
was the
but
shareware days, and their breakthrough was Unreal. That's the thing that broke them into the industry,
Fuck, I think I
I
broke a
mean,
nail.
like big time.
I think you should remember that in 90s to very early 2000s, it was a very different um, fish meal game development, because you could easily, and even today, if you want to code something like Jazz Jackrabbit or any 2D platformer, yeah, go for it. You have it might be today might be even somewhat easier because there are some libraries to help you do graphics coding
I mean,
like
I
Visual
know
Studio.
that it was different. I mean, I was born in 1981. I lived through the 90s.
Oh yeah, sorry.
And
You're not the only one that lived through the 90s.
yeah, I know. But my point is,
I
I
was
wasn't
born in 1992.
Go
nice.
on, bud.
Yeah.
My point, I wasn't implying that it was bad or something. I was only saying that they made these 2D games, and then they had the idea to code this really mighty engine in a garage of all places.
Oh
Damn.
Right.
yeah, well, people gotta remember the old
Playing
meme that.
Undying right now.
Sorry.
Go on with what you were saying.
Oh yeah, I was saying that. Remember, and it's actually inspiring if you think about it. Google, Amazon, Apple all started in a barn or a garage.
Yeah, I know, but the point is, now I forgot what I wanted to say.
I mean, it doesn't make it any less impressive. I feel you. It's pretty
Yeah,
wild.
yeah. I
Oh
mean,
yeah.
they really took like, I don't know, 3 years out of their lives to finish this engine. Yeah, I mean that's fucking cool. That's awesome. And I know they were inspired by id Software. Uh, id Software did so many things to inspire other developers.
Yeah.
Yeah, just look at the original Doom, for instance.
Yeah, that that defined the first-person shooter genre, and lots of games were called Doom clones
My
back
kung
then.
fu's the best.
I mean, without Doom, we wouldn't have the first-person shooter industry as we know it these days.
That's true.
And
We would not.
um, and such advanced uh, 3D graphics if it weren't for Carmack or so I hear.
Yeah.
Quake is to blame for um, the 3D accelerators weren't a thing back then, but Quake and especially Quake 3 just pushed it forward.
Mm-hmm.
It's
Right.
those hardware APIs and software APIs for 3D acceleration, and Carmack was the one who pushed that. Pushed Nvidia to or other, I don't know, other vendors that were around back then to develop their 3D solutions like OpenGL. Just get rid of software mode and use OpenGL and Direct 3D.
Which is actually something that we've been working on. We have a developer who's been really hard at work, JDC, at trying to get a proper OpenGL renderer working for us. That's actually
Yeah.
what I'm using right now to have the editor functioning in as smooth of a state as it is. Unfortunately, with something with the DirectX renderer, it still continues to like have delays when you select things and stuff like that. So it's been really nice to. Sorry, I didn't realize that scripts window had been open. Um, it's been really nice to be able to just kind of like work a little more freely. There's also no longer
Was
issues with like right clicking and placing things either. I'm sorry I've
What's
been
the
quiet. I've been really, really, really trying to figure out why the hell this won't work.
It's okay, man. It's okay.
It only
Yeah.
What's
works in
the
trigger controlled.
Hey, it's cool.
But
It's cool.
even if I have it enabled with trigger controlled, it won't disable if you throw the switch off. So I might have to make manual triggers in order to get this like have this breaker or have the switch box trigger 2 triggers instead of triggering the mover itself.
That could work.
Wait, what? So you are trying to do a prox? You are trying with one switch to trigger another two switches that
No,
would
no,
then
no.
trigger movers.
Well, yeah, that's how I'll have to actually. That's how I'll have to build it. That's how I'll have to build the logic puzzle for it. Yes, but yeah, all I'm trying to do is get it so that when I come in here and I throw this switch, it opens this door, which it does. Perfect. But if I go back in here and turn the switch off, it doesn't close it.
Which it should, though.
Actually, is this my fault? Probably.
quick question? What's the original renderer?
DirectX 8.
8. Yeah, DirectX 8. And it's all shit.
Okay.
Like, DirectX 8 is like that era that from that era that DirectX API wasn't much development, and only DirectX 9, as far as I know, was well developed. So yeah, DirectX 9 is stable, like you have CS:GO, for example, but DirectX 8 was some mess, as far as I know.
Nah, the
Back in
DirectX
the time.
9 is actually very widely used. I mean, it's like the gold standard for me, from as far as I know.
Yeah, DirectX 9 is many games even today uses DirectX 9. Many esports games. Yeah, many esports. Not no new games, but esport games use it.
You mean esport games?
Yeah, esports. Yeah.
Uh, I wonder about the DirectX 10. Does anyone still use DirectX 10?
Mm,
I don't.
I
I've
I
used the
assume it
direct.
would be favored. 11 would be favored, or even 12 at this point would be favored at 10.
yeah.
I'm not too sure though. At least for like
Direct
modern design.
DirectX 10 is kind of like DirectX 8 and DirectX 7 probably. It's like I don't
Yeah,
know.
I heard that DirectX 10 is kind of bad.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Go all on NVIDIA cards because it stutters.
It stutters. Okay.
But hey,
Like direct. That's what I heard about on reading on the PC Gaming Wiki on the DSX. Like the DirectX 10 has problems with the NVIDIA cards, modern drive.
Hmm.
Barely posted.
What's your opinion on RTX? Do you think it's worthwhile, or do you think it's a waste of money?
Well, I have seen that the most expensive cards, their prices are going down, but I think that was just a few months ago. I don't know if it's still the case now.
oh yeah, I've been just about 12 hours. No, not even that. A few hours ago, I've been to a computer shop near my work and talked about the prices. They said since about 3 months ago, computer prices in general are going down steadily.
It's a good thing, really.
Yeah, I mean, uh, trust me, it's not easy to get computer parts. I think 3-4 years ago it would have been no problem to even build a small household server.
Yeah.
I mean, I have a GTX 1050 Ti. That's a 6-year-old graphics card. And
Not
a
too
year
bad.
ago, you could buy this graphics card for like, I don't know, almost 400 euros. And that's really expensive for such an old, for such a, for this graphics card that isn't up to date anymore. I mean, it's nothing new. It didn't come out yesterday.
But
No,
like uh,
it's a mid it's a
30,
mid it's a mid-tier graphics card.
yeah, but what's the price for a 3090? A kidney or the liver?
Both, I guess, both.
Oh,
Yeah,
But
but
you don't need that either. Like, I mean, before my main computer died, I was running off a 1070. Even right now, I mean, I'm streaming on 2 screens and running the editor and running the game, and I'm running off of a 970 and like a 12-year-old CPU.
I am quite content with my PC. It's in a Core i5. It's a GTX 1050 Ti, and I can still play most of the stuff in 1080p, 60 FPS. No problem there. So why should I spend like a small fortune on a new build?
Right. Although,
looks like
unfortunately, doing that, putting that off, has killed my main PC, and I am working off of a laptop that is also slowly deteriorating on me. So, it does catch up with you if you don't upgrade at all.
Yeah, I mean, I will upgrade, but only if the PC has died.
Right.
If it still
well,
works, I will use it.
I guess it looks like we reached a point where computer progress and necessity for progress of computer systems is at a logarithmic pace. Because looks like yeah, make the comparison 30 years ago. Computers were getting obsolete, I think, year by year. Now, not even decade by decade.
Nah, man, they get obsolete month by month.
Back then, you mean?
Yeah, back then.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
I had a PC in the 90s. I think it was a Pentium 90 or something like that. And for some time, it was one of the fastest. No, it was really good. But then, let's say 2 months later, it was obsolete. It happened so fast. You could buy a computer, and 3 or 4 months later, you would have the slowest, like, clunky machine ever if you didn't get a new one.
Oh yeah. Well, I read also somewhere that well, you don't even need the 64 bits. 48 bits would be just enough for just about everything. But yeah, looks like in retrospect, the graph for computer evolution is logarithmic because you had a giant uproar, just like you said, month by month, computers getting obsolete, and now even you can even last 1 decade using the same computer, which is mad, man.
I mean, let's see. Early 90s was 286, 386, 486. And then the Pentium came, and from at that point, things got faster and faster. And if you would buy a PC, if you bought a PC back then, you could be sure that it would be obsolete in, like, let's say, like totally obsolete in, like, let's say, half a year. And that's Moore's law, but I don't think Moore's law is applicable anymore, since things got so small you can't get any smaller than that.
Oh yeah, and it doesn't even mean anything because you don't really have like the transistor count is just a number. It in no way reflects the performance of a system.
I mean, I know that, but Moore's law is just a model.
Oh yeah, well, I'm not trying to discredit it. I'm just saying that, well, it's a law, but which is true technically, but I don't think that's applicable by
It's just
when
about
talking
that
about
things got.
performance.
It's just about that things got smaller in the 70s and even smaller in the 90s. Then it got even smaller in the 2000s. And now we are at a point where it
It's
can't
hard to
get
make
any.
things smaller. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, look, again, logarithmic growth. You get an uproar in uh, miniaturization, and then you barely evolve in a long time uh, in miniaturization.
Yeah, well, I mean, how much smaller could you get? You can't get any smaller.
I guess you should ask my girlfriend.
Uh,
I mean, just look at CPUs these days, or just look at I don't know, anything that has anything that's a computer these days. Those circuits are so small.
Oh yeah,
Oh,
I am messing around with microcontrollers from time to time, and
yeah.
dude, not gonna lie, I have right here in my hand an STM8, which is an 8-bit microcontroller. Dude, is just like the value of the finger. The rest
Well,
of it is only the PCB.
these days I can walk around with my smartphone in my pocket. And in the 60s, they launched space probes and spacecraft with computers that were powered by tubes and relays. I
Well,
mean,
I wouldn't compare.
it wasn't even digital. And, today I can walk around with my smartphone in my pocket and I have a small computer in my pocket. And I
Oh
think
yeah, I definitely.
that's
Yeah, go.
fascinating to me, you know. And power alone, you know, my smartphone is way more powerful than computers in the 60s or 70s combined.
Oh yeah, well, for sure. Now, what I wanted to say is that I wouldn't necessarily compare spacecraft uh, to consumer electronics because the standards are much different. Because, well, yeah, some radiation to cause um, data corruption uh, does occur on Earth, but not as much as outside the atmosphere. Now we are getting into the nitty gritty, but uh, just taking this as an example.
Yeah, I know I shouldn't compare space travel to consumer electronics, but I was just talking about the growth of the computer technology since the 50s, 60s, and 70s.
Oh yeah. Well, the 60s were like 70 years ago. Somebody basically those computers are as old as grandma.
Yeah, but you know, it's not.
Looks like Lady
I
Luck
mean, this
just
wasn't.
gave you the finger.
I wouldn't want to be to make a technology talk. I'm just fascinated by the fact that it happened so fast. You know, that things got smaller and smaller.
Oh yeah, I understand.
I mean, the first computers that I had and that I worked on had these huge main boards and these huge graphics cards and these huge. I don't know. You would have a card that was a clock, just a clock, a simple clock for Windows 3.1, and that thing
Oh
was
man.
huge, man. It was huge, and you had all these huge ISO slots because PCI didn't exist yet.
Mm.
Everything was huge back then.
Oh my god, man, you are just serving opportunities
Why
for
is this
uh, DNF 2011 jokes by the minute.
Why? Everything was huge back then.
Dukes, enormous. Cool.
Don't know why that got so messed up. Hold on. I don't want anything to happen when the player hits these.
For the
Even if they're
Otacon.
crazy messed up. I don't know. These some got messed up to where like I was bumping into them and their keyframes are like way off screen and all this other stuff. But
Oh yeah, it was interesting because you walked right through it and then it got yeeted sideways through the wall.
yeah, I really don't know what happened. I can do this at least.
What's your special, like, I guess you are working with computers Jester, aren't you?
What's that?
Uh, what?
I was saying Jester. I think you are working with computers like they are your general, um, they are a thing that you know pretty much inside and out. It's a main activity of yours.
Well, the thing is, I was building my own computer since I was 16 years old, and I always been very interested in technology and computers in particular. And I always love computers. I love building them. I love, you know, just reading about technology in computers and stuff like that. And yeah, I like that. It's a hobby of mine.
Oh yes, the word I was looking for is enthusiast.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, I've been I've been working with PCs since the 90s. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Did you mess around with micro computers, microprocessors, microcontrollers, that kind of stuff?
No, not really. I was only building my own gaming PCs and learning from that. Uh,
I
I was
understand. Oh
never,
yeah,
I never had, I never worked at, I never worked somewhere where I could get my hands on microcontrollers and stuff.
I see. Oh yeah, well, you also said you are not a developer. Um, so
No,
that's
I am a,
interesting.
I am a, mainly I am a musician. I make music. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Well, cause
Which is why I am here in the first place, because on the other server, I joined the other server. I think we all know what I mean. Huh?
Mm-hmm.
The other one. And
I guess so. Let me search into the FBI database to see.
now I suggested that I asked if I could make music for multiplayer deathmatch.
Oh, yeah. Well, I didn't find you there in the FBI database, which means you are clean. No, but seriously, I think you are talking about the main server, the development server.
Uh, I forgot if it was the development server. I only know it was kind of like overrun by 4chan idiots.
Oh, then I don't think. No, it's not our server. I thought it was. You were talking about our current server.
No, no,
No,
no,
yeah,
no.
no.
No, he said
Oh,
Yeah, did Brandon ever reach out to you?
Because
sorry.
of music?
Yeah.
Not yet. No, not yet.
Who?
Our
The
music
music
lead.
lead.
Oh, gotcha.
Okay.
Let me just say, I won't be mad if anything doesn't get used. Okay?
No, I feel you. I appreciate that. I just want to.
If
He and
something
I
gets
had
used,
talked about it a little bit,
yeah,
so I want to see what
yeah,
happened.
yeah.
That's all.
I mean, I would like to make a few more tracks to, yeah, to just have some kind of small album, a small playlist that I could show you, and so you have more stuff to pick from. You know,
Yeah.
that's
Well, I'd like
what.
to him to get with you so the two of you can talk about where like he plans on going direction wise with it and stuff like that.
Oh, that would be easier. Yeah,
Yeah.
but he hasn't reached out to me yet.
No, fair enough. I'm sure he's
Yeah.
busy. I'm not sure.
I mean, it's okay. There's no pressure in that. I mean, it won't come out for some time. I mean, there's still a lot of work to do, as I can see.
Yeah.
So, so there's no pressure in that, which is a good thing. I don't work well under pressure. So I will make some more music for it. Yeah.
Cool.
Yep.
That's not quite what I want.
Yeah. So the reason I brought up microcontrollers is that they are very limited. Um, unless you are unless you might want to spend some money for a discovery board from STM, ST Microelectronics, that I think they have even a few on 64 bits. Then you have a goddamn uh, portable computer or even server running at about 2 gigahertz. But anyway, your usual microcontroller has something like at at the most a good microcontroller would have around 1 gigahertz, uh, say 32 megabytes of RAM, and I don't know, 60 or 32 megabytes of storage, something like that. Uh, any time you really could attach a SD card with a module, but to get straight to the point, I am so crazy because I didn't take my lithium in a while, and I think that you can create if you optimize stuff enough, you could do almost anything on a computer. Yeah, sure, not running 3D graphics on a microcontroller that I just described, but uh, you could do just about anything that's technical and not graphics based. And graphics, if you do 2D graphics, I think that optimizing it enough could get you in to a point where you have something functional.
Have you watched? That kind of reminds me. Have you seen? I think it's the Down the Rabbit Hole on Temple OS.
Yeah, I know.
Uh,
I know about. Sorry, my throat. I know that story. Yeah, poor dude, man. I mean, he wasn't right in the head, but
But definitely
yeah,
interesting, and it kind of reminds me of like the whole like trying to make like an operating system out of like with very minimal like with like with he was what he was working on was very minimal, you know what I mean, and that kind of thing where it was like it wasn't necessarily even designed to like do graphical things, and then kept pushing it and pushing it and pushing it until it finally could, and then like expanding further upon that.
he was.
yeah,
He was even making his own games on there.
Right.
Hello?
I only.
Hello.
Oh yeah. Hello,
Hello.
Aaron.
Howdy.
But I think it's a sad thing that no one really cared about his mental illness. I mean, he could still be alive if someone would
Yeah.
have reached out to him, about that.
Yeah, well, I don't know about that. Talking the technicalities, which I am best at, I can say, uh, he was really a bright guy. Like he was writing compilers in his lunch break. He was in his past. He was initially an electrical engineer, which helped on developing uh, the punch card system. You know the ones I'm talking about, I guess.
He was
Uh,
uh, he was building the prototype of a 3D printer as well.
Hmm.
yeah, like my guy was, you could say, full stack electrical engineering genius, man.
But as it often is, genius and insanity are close. Yeah.
I guess that's a trope.
No, but in his case, it's true. He was mentally ill, sadly, and the thing that what I think is sad that no one no one seemed to help him with that. And
Yeah, and I think that's unfortunately just, I want to say, a common thing that happens, but it kind of is, you know what I mean? I don't know. I can't necessarily speak for outside of, what I know, which is the US, but I mean, there's a lot of just like really untouched and like ignored mental illness that, is just like either hand waved away or like, put on some kind of like, I don't know. People end up like abusing those people for like supplemental income and like all kinds of other stuff.
Oh yeah, I know what you are talking about. You are talking about the big pharma. Yeah, well, as a
Well,
concept, is not something bad.
no, no,
Uh,
no. That's
uh,
that's not what I mean. I just mean that like I don't know about other places, but we just like kind of, it's very commonplace to just like folks end up in a home because end up in a home because they don't, people don't, their families don't want to take care of them, and like or can't take care of them, and then they end up in bad situations, and
oh,
in rough situations where like maybe even the nurses and people helping them want and mean to do well, but like don't even have the means to do well. We're getting Duke stream.
We are getting
Yeah,
there.
let's talk about the Duke for a change. What about that?
Yeah, I'm sorry. Yeah, I kind of I've been just absorbed into trying to get these little things done here and there, and I think I
Why?
really
I
shot
have
the
a
bot in
question.
the foot by messing around with a door for like a half hour.
Dear watchers of the stream, I am sorry if I crashed this whole thing by talking about God
Oh
and the
no.
world.
No, you're good.
Do you plan to add the bowling game? One of the test levels has bowling game.
That could be cool. I don't know where we would put it in yet, but yeah, something like that could be fun.
Oh yeah, right. Does this game have mini games? You know, like
It does.
it does. Yeah.
Huh. Interesting.
I mean, I checked it out, but I got frustrated very quickly because so much didn't work, and I just caught me off guard, caught me on the wrong foot. No.
And the TV just floats there.
I'm trying to
Cool.
just make it so he goes kind of off screen so you can't see him anymore, but it's not working out too well.
But
I'm sure you'll figure it out with a fresh mind.
oh yeah, that's something I heard since I was little.
I think the looters are funny. I think that's
Yep.
funny.
When there's an alien invasion going on, of course you're gonna have looters.
I need my new
Oh
TV.
yeah.
It's like, oh, alien invasion, Earth is getting attacked. Let's watch some TV. Why not?
Or go
Does,
steal a TV.
Yeah.
does this leaked build have any unique Duke voices?
Yeah.
Oh, so it's not just from previous games.
Nope.
Oh, that's
The
very nice.
original leak was just from various games. However, we have our own voice Duke actor.
Oh, okay.
Duke actor?
Yeah.
Duke voice
Too
actor.
bad John St. John himself got rather salty about it on Twitter.
Well, that's
Oh, shit.
Wait, what?
that's between them.
I saw that. Well, what was he salty about? I forgot. Was he salty about the leak, or was he salty about?
He was salty about the impression, if I had to guess.
Ah, okay, that makes sense.
Wait, what? Can you guys send a link? Send a link?
I mean, why should he be salty about the impression? I mean, I would be proud if someone would make impressions of my voice. I mean, I wouldn't think that that it's something bad, you know. I would be honored. I mean, parody doesn't always mean that it's mean-spirited, you know.
Yeah. I don't know.
What is John St. John Twitter?
All of that stuff I don't think is most of anything that's happened has been scrubbed, and it's from my understanding really isn't like a thing anymore. So like,
Oh no, I'm just like curious to see, not to make drama out of it. Don't worry about that.
I also
I
don't
have
know.
to say that I didn't find it all right when George Broussard was attacked like this on Twitter. That's that's not the right thing to do. I
Right.
mean,
Wait,
it's
he
been,
really did that? Over what? The 2001 leak?
no, I mean people attacked him, and I don't think that what that was the right thing to do. You know, attacking people just because of a game.
Yeah.
Bruh.
I mean, there are many trolls and many people on Twitter just bombarded him with DMs and stuff, even threatening him, I'm gonna kill you and stuff. And
Wow.
I mean,
Just wow.
it's a fucking game. Come on, leave the guy alone.
Right.
Yeah,
There we
poor
go.
guys suffered enough.
You can still kind of see him.
I mean, he fucked up back then, but he's only human.
Oh yeah. Well, it was not just Broussard, but also I believe Gearbox.
Uh, because they didn't finish the 2001 build. Or am I right?
No.
Yes,
Or
you are.
Yeah.
Mm,
Gearbox only polished the Duke Nukem Forever 2009 version
Yeah.
and release as 2011
so that's the. I didn't know that was the
because
2009 version. I thought I thought that this was made from scratch.
2009 version is very similar to 2011 actually.
I thought they.
It's same
Yeah,
game.
okay.
Small changes, but yeah, same game.
It's the same situation with Romero. Uh, People are still bashing John Romero for Daikatana, but my God, it's been more than 20 years. Just fucking
Yeah,
Who
stop
really
it.
cares at this point, right?
Yeah, I mean,
about
Daikatana.
what?
I
I
mean,
actually like Daikatan.
I like it with the patch. It's really nice.
Yeah.
It's not a bad game. It's not the worst game ever made. No, it's. I think it's quite enjoyable if you use the community patch with it.
Bastard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It's at least a
me
motion
too.
game.
That's that.
Yeah, and I think he really wanted to make a good game, but it was just a case of mismanagement at his
Yeah,
company.
Ah, makes
I think
sense.
because I think he's a cool, humble guy. I mean, I talked to him twice online, and he's really cool. He's a humble dude. He's a cool dude, and I don't think that he would make a bad game on purpose.
I
He
don't think
just had,
anyone would make a bad game on purpose. There's way too much, way
yeah,
too much of your life and time goes into it to do the bomb, the bomb like that. I mean,
yeah,
I don't know. I shouldn't say right because there are purposely gag games made and stuff like that, right? But to like purposely make a game like arguably bad, whether it's a gag or not, I think people aren't really looking to do.
no, I mean,
Well,
development is so time consuming and it's a lot of hard work. I don't think someone would make a, oh,
well, there is an argument to be made. Well, how did we, how in in heaven's grace could we have ended up with 2001 if there was 2011? Sorry, if people just were clueless and directionless. If they were not
Pretty
clueless
much
and
so.
directionless, sorry.
With Broussard just chasing after other games and going full on feature creep.
Yeah, I know the story, but like even the leak that we got is just at least, at the very least, good and exciting. But we ended up with something uh, just grotesque and mm, not enjoyable at moments. I'm saying, uh,
Yeah,
how could we have ended up with something grotesque and fun at some only in some places if there was real effort put into it? That's my question, if that makes sense.
Hmm.
Hang on.
Hmm.
I think really what it comes down to is that there's a difference between the people who are actually like boots on the ground working and making and building something and the people who are like the ones who make the determination to ship it. And so like I think especially with that, depending on how long they were actually working on the game for, how long Gearbox was actually involved in trying to get it functioning, it may have just honestly have gotten to a point where they were like, fuck it, we gotta ship this. And then, you know, they buttoned up the best what they did, which is why they only got to the Hoover Dam. And then they called it good, And it was still like approachable. I think the biggest thing is that they missed it on the inappropriate jokes, right? Everyone kind of agrees that they kind of missed that Duke
Yeah.
feel.
The
And then the other thing is that whoop. The other thing is that they really just they're making it open and close rapidly. No. Okay. Sorry. So they had to kind of like, release what they had, and they had already worked on it long enough. They were already trying to work on something that had been in development hell for so long it became a joke, you know what I mean? So Gearbox working on it for enough time basically went, okay, well let's just this is playable, let's ship this.
Explain the 2006-2009 development gap, and I might be on board with you.
Well, the 2006-2009 development gap is 3D Realms going, okay, what do we do what do we do from here? They help publish some games and stuff like that and try to keep afloat, but meanwhile internally they still like haven't quite figured it out. I mean, like, my guess is that some people claim that it's like really directionless, like they didn't even have a plan until like 2008 2009 where we get things like that development timeline and that roadmap and stuff like that. So I mean, like, it's really hard to say.
Does the president have any role in that leaked version?
In this?
Yeah. Leak.
A minor role, but yeah, he has a role.
Okay. About same as 2011.
Yeah, where it's like a background. He's a background character. He doesn't like actually.
Okay. How about was it Olsen twins? Or
No, nothing like that.
okay.
Oh man.
Yeah, I don't think those twins really served much of a purpose in the final game.
Oh yeah, they actually not many people know, but their purpose in the game and in the game files in the background was to deliver some grease.
Huh. Trippy.
No, deliver some grease, just like, well, we all know how the game started. That was everything that I wanted to say, just to serve a greasy moment.
Okay.
I don't know how I fixed all those holes. They seem to. I'm sure it's just an illusion. I'll show back up. Let's see if this does what it's supposed to now.
And
guys, I said it was a half hour of dead air fighting with the door, and now I'm back to fighting with the door. At least I'm trying to.
This is me. This is basically me.
All right.
FTP client. when I picked this up, I was just joining and said I was thinking literally like the Rick and Morty meme. Hey, quick adventure, in and out. 2 days stops, 5 days work. Me after 4 weeks.
Yeah. I have faith in
All
you
right,
guys still.
switch work.
Have you fixed the freezer in League yet?
How do we fix what?
Freezer gone.
I
It's
think somebody's
it's broke.
working on it. I don't know the specifics though.
Okay.
We've had somebody working on
How?
fixing all that stuff. I'm pretty sure that he's fixed the shrink ray and a couple other things. The sniper rifle, but that was actually the like actors.
And maybe the
AI.
chainsaw. Chainsaw.
I think someone's been working on the chainsaw too. Yeah. Um, kind of funds. Basically, um, what I am. Oh, my bad. What I'm doing is, adding an alternative path or like an extended path to it. Um, there is something behind me here, and then also, basically, I put in these gates here that block the player from going further. You gotta come over to here.
My
Hit the
company's
switch,
the
and that
best.
should open up some gates.
Yep, but I've been fighting with it to actually get it to work properly. But yeah, this is what I've been trying to get working. But basically, I'm gonna add some like snatchers and stuff like that to this other room. I guess I should just do that kind of stuff and fight with these dumb logic puzzles when I'm not like live streaming. I'm sorry about that, guys.
It's cool.
Let's see. Yeah, there's
I
actually
think
already a
the
secret in this
toughest
level
system.
that I haven't shown off. I've been working around
Uh,
it.
did you say secret level?
No, no, a secret in the
I think.
in the level.
A secret in the
Oh,
level. Yeah,
Secret
we do
level.
plan on doing secret levels though. I don't want to give away
oh.
any information about the said secret levels, but we do plan on working on and have been working on that kind of thing.
Atakan, you do love the Fifth Amendment, do you?
Well, I mean, the thing is that if I just, I enjoy doing these streams. I enjoy chatting with folks and answering some questions. But if I just answer everything,
Oh
No
yeah,
work
no,
would get
I was just
done.
well, not
just
even no
kidding.
work would get done. It's just that what would there be to like be a secret when you actually get to like dig into our build it yourself?
Yeah, yeah.
That's a fair point. Because I'll bet you a nickel that you guys likely will struggle with getting the saving and loading system to work.
It works
It already works. Yeah.
actually. Yeah.
Yeah, like, what do
Most
you
of that
mean? What
was a
doesn't work?
problem. I don't know. That was, I believe, the reason for why that happens was resolved pretty early on. I don't want to speak for the programming team because I don't know if they've actually like resolved the issue directly, but and I also haven't tested it in a while personally. But as far as I understand, it is something that's
In
worked
my
on or resolved.
experience,
Ah,
during the sewer level, which I didn't pass. I didn't pass the sewer level. Like, yeah, I got out of the sewers, went to the building where the EDF car is parked, and then uh, went to the other section, but that's all. I didn't get further from that. Mainly because of save game corruption. Like, you might load twice or three times a save game,
Hmm.
um, but then it would get corrupted, and the chances of it getting corrupted after you restart the game are like 98%. And also they are labeled as unknown, whereas in rooftops, the title of the save file would be rooftops.
Yeah, I think
It's
some of that is because the way the level info was set up. I think some of that just wasn't set up properly.
might be, but generally the saves get borked.
Yeah.
Chance of corruption is almost guaranteed.
We can actually, I guess, look at that really quick because I know it does happen between sewers, and it also happens when you load up from sewers.
Oh yeah, man, don't even get me started on that.
I know we've fixed a lot of the level transitions.
Awesome.
These guys aggro on me when I just stand here. No, the mover stops them.
Hey, I was looking on LinkedIn yesterday or a few days ago, and I've seen that um, somebody partnering with
You ain't
AMD
seen nothing
actually got
yet.
the past the exabyte barrier. Uh, Basically,
Looks
they
like
created
Lady Luck just gave you the
a
finger.
supercomputer that can that has a processing power of 1 exaflop.
Hmm, that's pretty crazy.
Yeah, I mean, uh, my only comment there was, oh yeah, looks like people won't need to download more RAM now.
Alrighty. I think I'm gonna put a bow in it here for now. We're going on close to 4 hours, so thank you everybody for showing up and chatting today and asking questions and filling in dead air for me. 'Cause I know I was quiet through some of this, but yeah, I don't know. I was just hard focused on what I was trying to do, even if what I was trying to do sometimes didn't isn't the most grandest of things. And I think that's kind of honestly, I mean, I don't know the workflow with some of the other people on, and I've never really watched the other level editors kind of do their thing, but yeah, I don't know. Sometimes it's not
Uh,
the most fastest paced stuff or the most exciting stuff, but I hope it's still interesting at least, and you still enjoy the chats and stuff like that.
Of course.
you only working on this map or some other guys
Originally,
also?
we had another level designer working on this map with me. However, he has had some he's gotten busy, and so I've just been kind of picking up where he left off, and he reworked a lot of the combat within this part of the casino, to make it just a
Yeah.
little more reasonable. And then I have been kind of working from there.
Okay. Nice.
Oh, by the way, Atakan, is recruitment for the programming team still going?
I don't know. That would be a question for Mr. President. He should be able
Uh,
to kind of point you in the right direction there. I think kind of. Sorry, folks. Didn't mean to yawn in everybody's ear. But I think the general census is Mr. President. Yeah, he's the lead programmer. If you are interested in working directly with the project, I think the general gist is that I want to say we're like looking for all departments. We put up an ad for level designers. We put up an ad for 3D modelers. I would be on the lookout for that sort of thing. I think that we're always looking for people who are passionate and can dedicate some time and stuff like that. So, but yeah.
Oh yeah, it's Zentrix. I'm working
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the
No, I know.
project. Okay. I was asking because I might I feel at least that I might also need some help with
What you're doing.
my chunk, but I think for now JDC actually has done some solid work into at least getting me on the right track and uh, for the future, I mean, might be useful to have some more programmers because from what I have seen, uh, progress in our department is going pretty slow. If I got the right message from if I kept up appropriately with the chat.
Okay, I feel you. Yeah, I would talk to Mr. President.
All
He'll be
right,
able to
thank you, man.
he'll be able to steer you. And I mean, if it's I don't know. Yeah, reach out to me if you have some kind of issue. But yeah.
Oh yeah, no, it's all right. I mean, I've been also caught up with some other stuff because as you've seen, I got those switches. Now I'm looking for at least a testing server to mess around with networking, so I'm not really invested 100% into the project, and I didn't touch much of it in the past few days. But when I get back, when I finish doing my exercises to uh, reevaluate my skills in programming and achieve something in networking and all the other stuff, yeah, sure, I'll get back. Just telling you how I've seen things going lately. But anything else? No, there are no problems that I think need to be addressed.
Okay. Mr. President isn't mysterious. He is the lead programmer. Like I said, um, he's a busy guy, like a lot of us. So I don't know. You know, I think he does show up from time to time in chat, but I don't know. He's got kids and stuff too. So
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He's doing his best, and the contribution he's doing, I think, is just wow.
no, no, no. I know you didn't mean it in a negative way.
Oh yeah, yeah. I'm just saying, just giving some more background. I mean,
Yeah. But yeah, guys. Thank you very much for tuning in again.